ladies, stop letting that man spin the block on you. Stop letting him do it. Why? Why aren't you taking back every time?
While I was fucking around, she didn't leave.
Cam Newton recently did a interview with Dr. Bryant, and the subject really was about Cam Newton and his dysfunctional ways of how he manages his relationship with these different women that he procreates with. Jasmin is one of those women. Jasmin, not too long ago, was the woman that was rooting and raving and telling women, don't be a Pickmesha, don't go out here and have these men using you, don't become a baby mama. But then what ends up happening is Jazz didn't take her own advice. But to her defense, she feels, oh, if he has $100 million, it's okay. But let's look at some of these clips.
The practice, and it's up and it's stuck. Happy Tuesday, y'all. Now that everything is done, I'm gonna put my baby to sleep. I don't know about y'all. I don't know what brings you guys joy, but it really brings me joy to serve. I love being a servant. I love to serve. It just brings me joy. I love it. I love serving. I love it. I love it. I don't give a damn. I'll be up at 6 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning, cooking breakfast, serving. I just love that. I love it. Yeah. It's like, just gives me purpose. And now with the new baby, now I just feel even more purposeful, especially like when I breastfeed. I feel so full of life. I love it. I love it. Come on, baby. Let's go night-night.
Oh, Jasmin Brown. She came on here talking about, I just love to serve. In her response to the backlash, she said, I love to serve. I'm a servant. If my man says get up at 4 a.m., I'm gonna get up at 4 a.m. and make that breakfast, baby. But my thing is this, okay? If you love to serve so much, I suggest, and honestly, who am I? But I suggest you start by serving the Lord. Oh my God, hallelujah. Start by serving him, because first and foremost, you're supposed to be what? A servant of the Lord. You believe in God, you're Christian. You're not supposed to be serving a man. You're not supposed to be serving a man, specifically a man that is not yours. A man that is not yours. He got on that podcast and said, I'm still searching for my wife. But you want to serve him so damn much. And then this is what had got me, you guys. Her and Cam were dancing right after this to a country song. If you don't know the country song Keep On Rolling, go ahead and look it up. He basically says he don't see the point in having one woman when he can have three. One woman to hold me down, one woman to lift me up. He said something like, and one woman who's gonna stay around and still not give a fuck. So if you're gonna leave, go ahead and walk out the door. Because one thing I know for certain is one monkey ain't gonna stop no show. You're the monkey. Jasmin, you're the monkey in this whole thing, because he said one of y'all ain't gonna stop shit. The second you leave, Cam gonna replace you like it ain't nobody's fucking business. The tomfoolery for me. And this is why I say it's so dangerous to get with men with these mindsets, because y'all sitting here thinking you're gonna change him. You're gonna sit here and think he's gonna pick me. He's gonna pick me. And he's not. You just another monkey in his motherfucking show. You just another one in the rodeo. I don't understand how you don't understand. This man was married with kids and still broke that home up, okay? To go find a new one, to impregnate and have more kids. And they ain't even gonna marry you. The lesson learned is we need to start by serving the Lord. Yes, God. And he will always lead us and show us the way.
I definitely got to touch on this Cam Newton situation, because I was a fan of Cam Newton throughout his whole career. I remember living in Charlotte between 2008 and 2012 when Cam Newton was drafted to the Carolina Panthers. I had every jersey, every nightgown that was Carolina Panthers Cam Newton. So I am a big fan. But let me tell you, that interview with Dr. Bryant was no surprise to me at all. And I'm going to tell you why. So if you didn't know the backstory with Cam Newton and his first baby mama was a stripper in Charlotte. Cam had just been drafted to the Charlotte Panthers. I believe he is younger than her, and she was a single mom to one daughter. So actually, when he first got with her, because he was so fine back then, I'm not a fan of the dreads, but he was so fine back then. I kind of appreciated him getting a single mom out the strip club, because I felt like, you know, he don't care what people think. He's doing his own thing. Love is love. Let's proceed. Now, instead of him pulling her from the strip club, which he knew that was her only means of income, she was an exotic dancer. That was her only means of income. She's a single mom. Instead of you pulling her from the strip club and girlfriending her or wifey her up and putting her through school, letting her become a lawyer, letting her become a doctor, pursue her education, instead y'all kept having baby after baby after baby after baby. So at 1, 2, 3, 4, you know you're gonna have to financially support this lady for the rest of her life, because she didn't go back to school and get advanced education. So my thing is, he is so proud of claiming that it's not a broken home, but it is a broken home, because at the end of the day, I don't know if she's moved to Atlanta, but last time I checked, she was in Charlotte with the kids and he was in Atlanta. He opened up a restaurant in Atlanta, got the side chick pregnant while he was still in a relationship with her. The side chick lived upstairs from his Goodfellas restaurant, still does, if I'm not mistaken. Last time I heard, that's what Atlanta Street says. She still does live upstairs from Goodfellas restaurant for easy access. So that's the second broken home. You wasn't even with her for long, and then here pops up a new girlfriend, Jazzy, and you have a new baby with her. Every relationship does not equate to a baby. You know what that tells me? It screams broken. Now, are other people broken? Are we all broken? Yes, we are. But for you to leave a lady with 4 additional kids besides the one she already had as a single mom and not wife her is not gentleman qualities. That's like some hood rat shit. And then not only that, after y'all break up, you're taking her back into court. Y'all are fighting over electric bills, child support, paternity. It's not effective co-parenting when you're putting your kid's mother through all of that stress, and then you are the one that cheated on her and made a baby on her, end up moving to a whole different city and starting new families. So, you know, at the end of the day, Cam Newton is from Atlanta. I don't know what area of Atlanta he was brought up in, but it's a product of the environment. And just like Dr. Bryant made a point to say, you don't want your son to do the same things that you do or make those choices that you make, and you don't want your daughters to make those same choices too. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love Cam Newton. I love what he's doing now that he's not in his football career anymore. I love that he's pivoted to a podcast. He has a successful Goodfellas restaurant, cigar bar here in prime location. I'm loving everything about it. I'm loving the growth, but I definitely feel like it needs to be a lot of healing in this man, and us as women cannot come in and try to fix broken men unless a man acknowledges that he is broken and needs to be fixed. So that's the first step, is acknowledgement. But that is my take on Cam Newton. I hope all parties work it out and co-parent effectively, because there is nothing in the world I would want to see more than a stressed out mom trying to take care of all those babies and having to keep going back and forth to court over petty nonsense. And obviously he didn't set her up for success. He set her up to be a baby mama. So tell me your thoughts on this. This is my take on it. Let me know what you think.
Are absolutely so nice, because honestly, I am at the point, or maybe the age, to where I let people stand exactly where they stand. I see a lot of the think pieces and things like that about the Cam and Jazzy discourse, and a lot of people are like, well, she deserved better, trying to come up with reasons as to why she's better than the situation that she's in. And I keep thinking, like, y'all ain't here Nothing Dr. Cheyenne said. In a nutshell, she said what people say in the South, which is water seeks its own level. So there is some point, no matter that both of them have money, that she didn't have any kids when she got with him, the fact remains that at some point she is functioning at the same level that he is, which in turns is why they are together. And I know that's kind of hard for us to talk about because it makes us go back to our previous relationships in situations where we knew that we are good people, and that will confront us with what was wrong with me to why I allowed myself to be with that person. These are sans abusers, sans people who have been abused, so leave them out of there. It makes you really think hard about that, and it makes you think about the men that you date, and instead of saying, oh, I attract narcissists or I attract this type of person, it makes you come inside and ask yourself, what part of me is broken? Will I end up in these type of relationships? That ain't my concern. I am no longer a therapist when speaking on that. But yeah, y'all gotta leave these type of women alone, because these women will get online, call you bitches, weaponize their relationship, pretty much tell you that's why they ain't got a man, and then years down the line they the same women online crying, talking about they need support from a village. And I know my empathy probably ain't where it need to be. Sometimes I think about that. There's been plenty of times where I see people who they're so happy, all these bitches ain't got a man, just them against the world, and then years later they're divorcing. He's a horrible person and now she needs a village. And in my head I be thinking like,
Jasmin Brown, Jazzy, I remember when you used to have your little moment on this internet. You used to be so funny, so vivacious. You had this spark. I think that's the spark that everyone noticed, and it's probably the spark that your baby daddy noticed. But to see you in that Taco Tuesday video last week, middle part bust down, deadpan eyes, I saw no spark, baby girl. I saw no spark. I was saddened. No spark. And you sat there trying to convince us in 2024 that you want to serve. That you want to serve in 2024 with all this DoorDash and all this shit. You want to serve. Baby, volleyball players don't want to serve. I see people out there in the world who I'll be like, I know they probably normally would serve. They don't want to serve. They don't want to serve. No one wants to serve. Everyone feels good about themselves, and that's a great thing. That's a great thing. But to see from that vivacious woman you used to be to that taco woman, it was very jarring. And I know it must be chaotic because your man, less than a week ago, talked about somebody still looking for his wife. Meanwhile, you all up in your handmaid's tale. Allegedly, all up in your handmaid's tale. It's giving under his eye. It's giving under his eye. It's giving under his eye. Baby girl, I'm gonna need you to snap up, wake up, match that energy, pop it up a little bit, but my heart is with you, girl. And that guy.
This is a reason why it's very important to have your own mind frame when you're listening to people online. It's okay to assess and also do your own research and do what's best for you, because a lot of times these women tell you what you shouldn't be doing. If you do this, this is how it's going to make you look. But meanwhile, they're behind closed doors doing exactly the thing they're telling you not to do. And then they end up in a situation like Jazz, and now they're on hush. They on be quiet. They can't talk. I'm telling y'all, not everybody should be voicing their opinions on how you should go about your relationships, because 9 times out of 10, these people, their relationships are just trash. They just log on just to be talking. Until next time, bye.